Alrighty, in today's review, we're going to be taking a look at something that hopefully is going to solve my problem here. Hyperlite is the name brand. These are shop lights, warehouse lights. Well, bright lights is what they are. I don't know much of anything about them, but after doing as much homework as I was willing to invest, let's put it that way, I decided on this particular brand. It is the second brand that I purchased. The first brand, I can't pronounce the name. It's Hyperlite, or I don't know, some crazy Chinese company name. Yeah, one of those goofy things. I'll never be able to pronounce it, but whatever. Hyperlite, I can pronounce that one. I ultimately decided to go with this one for a couple different reasons, which I will get into, but not a lot on the box, really. This is the 200-watt version. Yeah, IP65 rating, so it's good for indoor, outdoor weather type kind of, I guess it'd be weather tight. Anywho, yeah, not much to see on the outside here. Let's see what's on the inside. What I'm going to be using this for is something a little unique, perhaps. And I'm already liking this better than the Hyperlite, whatever the hell that goofy ass name was. I don't remember. I'll never be able to pronounce it. Anyway, I'm already liking this better because, hey, I got a manual. I got instructions. I got something that hopefully will... I know how to wire, but, just what if I didn't? You know what I mean? What if I didn't? There's the hook. Here's some cabling. Nice egg crate there. And pull this whole thing out of the box there. All right. Something like that. Yep. And again, I like this. This was a better choice. It was only a couple dollars more than the Hyperlite, whatever the hell that goofy name is. It's only a couple bucks more than that one. But this is already looking like a better quality piece. That's plastic, same as the last one that I had. The last one that I decided to send it back because, well, it wasn't dimmable. It was not going to work for my intended purpose here. So you got your safety cord, your dimming wires here, and a pre-terminated US plug. That's already way better than the last one. So I like that the driver is spaced off of the body here. There's a lot of breathing room. The driver isn't going to cook itself, or at least it shouldn't cook itself. Time will tell. But they got a 5-year warranty on them and damn near 5-star ratings. I'm going to give it my rating, but again, my use case is a little different here. I'm going to use this for studio lighting. Yeah, it's going to be an indoor light, but I'm going to put it on a tripod and see if I can't. I'm always needing more light. I got so much light in here right now, and yet it's still not enough. I still got shadows against this wall, or this green screen here, and trying to key out, a shadow on a green screen. It's just a lot of extra work, and it's just a lot of extra work. I didn't realize how much light I was going to need when I started doing this green screen stuff, but I'm telling you, I need a whole lot more than what I got. And I figured, well, I'm going to shoot for overkill, you know what I mean? I don't want to buy the actual lights for photography and videography, because as soon as you put that name to it, now it's something special. Now automatically it's worth, $500-600. Yeah, how about no? I mean, seriously, how about just no? The stupid fluorescent light, if you can get enough of it, would be good enough for the most part. I know it doesn't render colors and whatnot properly. This has a CRI rating of 80 or greater than 80. So, all right, I think I have enough cord here. No, I don't. I got to get an extension cord here. All right, I just plugged it in real quick. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. It's supposed to do 28,000 lumens, which is That's a ton. That every light that I have in here combined wouldn't equal that. I just plugged it in real quick, and here, let me show you. I don't know what the camera's going to see, but this is pretty ridiculous. Yeah. Overexposed. Yeah, everything's going to be overexposed. I'm seeing the zebras on my camera screen here. Yes, that's what I want. That is what I want. Yeah. If you know what, I think I'm going to get two. I think I'm going to get another one, but I'm going to wire up the dimmer, and then we'll tune back in. All right, real quick here. Just grabbed some jumper leads, some alligator clips, and hooked up my dimmer. Yeah, that goes from not overexposed to way overexposed, according to my camera here. Yeah, that's a bright light. I think, I don't know, what's that look like to you guys? About 50%? Looks like it's dimmable by about 50%, maybe a little more than 50, maybe 60%, but it certainly doesn't dim at 100%, which I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect, but well, now I know. So yeah, this I'll put a link to everything down in the description, of course, as always. But yeah, there's a $10 dimmer. I'm going to solder and heat shrink all that stuff together and make it all nice and pretty and electrically safe and secure. And yeah, I'm going to get on to making a mounting. This looks like a 3/8 bolt or thread anyway. I'm going to make a mounting bracket for the back, and then I can attach it to light stands, tripods. I'll make it universal. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but well, I'll take you along for the ride. Once I figure it out, we'll do a little more with this thing then. But so far, yeah, this was the way to go. This is a much better quality, higher quality, better. Yeah, just better than that high. Oh God, I'll never get it. I'll put a picture of the thing or spell it out, whatever. Yeah, this is worth a couple bucks more. So so far, man, I'm loving it. All right, show you more later when there's more to show later. All right, we're back at this thing again, or still. Been a few days for me, mere seconds for you. I got some pieces and parts here that I thought I'd run over real quick. First of all, I got my second light. One for testing to make sure this was going to do what I thought it was going to do, and yes, I think it's going to do exactly that. I think you guys are going to want to go down the same avenue that, well, the same basic idea anyway, because it works for two different things, and I'm getting into it when we do the comparison test. But pieces and parts here real quick. Got my second light because the first one I like oh so much. I got this thing. This is a oh, I don't know what you want to call it, a light holder, a light adapter. I mean, it's kind of universal. It'll hold whatever you can stick into either end. It has a hole in the middle here for like an umbrella diffuser. I just got a notification for like an umbrella, which is what I'm using for a light diffuser. I got that. It's all metal, all cast aluminum, aside from this little thumb screw, I guess you would call it, thumb cap. Yeah, there. How about that? That's plastic. Everything else, though, all metal. It comes with pieces and parts to adapt. You've got where am I? 3/8 on that end, 1/4 inch on that, and on this end, which is how I've decided to rig this whole system. It's got this little hook here, and I was originally thinking about adapting something to work with that, and then I started looking at, well, I wanted to see what was available, and so I went with this instead, and I'll show you why I did that in just a second here. But this piece, any of you that work with studio lighting and well, from the $2 stuff to the $2,000 stuff, it's all pretty much the same light stands, right? I mean, quality is going to vary, but it's basically the same idea. This here is 3/8, and this here is 1/4 inch. And it already fits like yay, and then you clamp it down like yo, and there you go. So my thinking was, rather than using that J-hook and try to adapt that, I would just rig up something that did, well, something very similar. I don't have to modify the light. I don't have to modify that mount. I just had to make, you know, something like this. It's just a bolt welded to a piece of rebar and another bolt welded to a piece of rebar, and, you know, put A and B together like so. You know, I don't have to break anything. You know what I mean? And then this goes in like so, and lock that down like that, and then you know what I mean. Once everything's tightened and cinched, it won't go nowhere. And then this will be my pivot. You know, I can pivot this all day long, and this is nice cast aluminum. It's ribbed. Can you hear that? It's got. Let's see if I can get you in here a little bit. Where am I? There's teeth in there. Are we seeing the teeth? Hopefully you can see. I mean, there's ribbed teeth in there. Anyway, good. I wouldn't say it's heavy duty, but it's proper duty. It's going to be quite enough. And you've got one of these. Oh, what do you call that? It's a handle that can neutral out. Let's put it that way. It's spring loaded, so you know it naturally wants to stay onto that bolt. But if you're up against something tight and you need to use it like a ratchet, you know, you can do that. You know, it's 15 bucks. You know what I mean? I had, oh hell, I had rebar laying around. I got a welder, so you know, it's no muss, no fuss. I got maybe $2 in making this little adapter piece here, and I'm gonna blow through opening that box real quick, and then I'll put it together and show you real quick and dirty what it looks like, and then we'll get on with the testing. But this is the dimmer that I'm using. Yeah, and it's bright in here. This is gonna be the last time it looks like this. It's gonna be brighter. You just wait and see. It's unbelievable what these things do. Anywho, I will put a link to everything in the description as always. We're gonna blow through this unboxing here real quick. Probably should have opened it before I turned the camera on, but I didn't. So I'm not gonna waste no time on this. You've already seen the unboxing. You get that and that and that. I like these lights. That. Where is the J-hook? Huh. There it is. Oh, man. I found it. Yeah, what I was thinking with this is how they want you to hang it. I'm not going to hang it. I'm going to be pointing it, shooting it at things. I thought about making an adapter that fits in here, and then, you know, a bolt with a wing nut, you know, or a lever, welded lever to a bolt. Let's put it that way, so you can really get some torque on it. No tools required. And then, you know, I can just use this as my pivot. You know what I mean? Kind of like yay. And then, you know, I saw this. These are 15 bucks, all metal. I mean, plenty heavy duty enough to do what I'm trying to do here. And I thought this was definitely the better way of doing for quick and dirty, you know. And universal. If I need to use this for something else, you know, hey, naturally I can. You know, ain't nothing but loosening a bolt there and turning a lever here, and boom, now I got it for something else. So, this is the basic idea. I got a washer on here that screws into this thing here on the end. And if you were wondering, this is a 10 by 150 bolt. Everything else, this is 3/8. This is 3/8, but that's a metric right there. 10 by 150. My thoughts were, I'm dropping stuff all over the place. This has, because I don't want to damage anything, and I don't want to modify anything. I just wanted to make a piece that adapts to everything else. They got a lock screw up in here, which is, you know, fine, but it's going to booger the threads. You know, if I cinch that down good and tight, it's going to create a divot in the threads here. So if and when I want to back this back out, I'm going to start wrecking threads in this. I don't want to do that. So my thoughts was, put a jam nut on the back. That way I'll lock it in under tension, and yeah, it kind of does like that. That way I don't have to damage the threads using that locking screw. So that was my thinking on that. And then the device is, super simple. It's plug and play. All right, I'm going to shut up now. I gotta solder my this stuff on here, and yeah, I think I'm gonna put some paint on that just to make it look a little prettier. Not that I really care, but gonna do it anyway because it ain't nothing but 5 seconds worth of time. And then we're gonna tune back in, and then we're gonna get on to side-by-side A and B comparisons. I'll show you what I currently have, what's currently lighting this room, which to my eyes is terribly bright, but this camera disagrees with me. So, oh man, you just wait and see. I know what one of them does so far. I can't wait to see what 2 of them do. So we're gonna get into that next. Alrighty, so what do you guys think of that? This is the basic idea of the finished product. Pretty much what I had pictured. I mean, it went according to plan. I didn't make any mid-design changes or anything like that. It all, came out just like that. The umbrella works just as I was hoping it was going to. The dimmer switch here, I didn't know. Well, I figured out what I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do originally with that. I didn't know if I was going to build a plate, but a couple of zip ties. Certainly, well, let me get you on this side here so we can beat some of the light. This room is super bright now. I've got one of them lit up behind me while still using the rest of my lighting. That's how I'm doing it. It's just, some zip ties to stress relieve some of the cords. I didn't cut any of the cords to length. Specifically because I don't want to be backed into a corner. I don't want to limit my options for future use case scenarios. I thought it was just quite easy enough to loop up the excess and zip tie it fast, and it's nice and secure. Nothing is going anywhere, and like most studio lights, you control the dimming and brightness and whatnot from the backside, and yeah, it's pretty much like that. The light stand that I'm using is one of those newer brand name, N-E-E-W-E-R brand name. It's the heaviest duty ones. I have a bunch of them, but these are the ones that I've chosen to use for these particular lights are the heaviest duty versions that I currently have. They're adequate. I mean, it'll do that on you, but if you're a little bit careful, it'll hold everything where you want it exactly, perfectly fine, perfectly safe and stable. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. But I would recommend using, your heaviest light stands, or if you want to spend a dime on that, by all means, they make light stands every day, right? This thing here is a great idea. This man, I still don't know what the hell you call it. It's a light adapter, a light mount, but it does, all the cool stuff. You can twist and turn it, but man, it doesn't fit this light stand very well. It does that. So, if that bothers you, you'd have to mill or make, probably not mill, but you'd have to put a piece in a lathe and chalk it up and make a shim. Yeah, I don't know how else you get rid of that, because there's a gap in there that it doesn't matter how tight you make this, because of the way it cinches down. It's just going to do that on you. Doesn't bother me none, but hey, if it bothers you, that's something you got to pay attention to for your particular use case scenario. I would do one thing different, I think, if I had to do this one more time, and I may. I'd put a piece of rebar in here. I think I showed that earlier on. That's what that thing's made out of. 2 bolts and a intermediate piece of rebar, yay long. I think if I did that one more time, I would eliminate the rebar and I would just use a longer bolt, a long 3/8 bolt. Get one that's 3.5, 4 inches long, however long you want it. And I had to get the height out of that to make the, to do that, to make this hole match, one of those holes up there, which, is the reason I had to get that spacing. So I think I would just take a measurement and I would just get a longer bolt. That way you're just welding 2 bolts together, and rather than 2 welds, it's only a single weld. The bolt is already, hopefully, the length that you need it, or you can cut it to length, right? And then, it's just 1 weld. You spend more money on the bolt, or you spend more money on welding. You know what I mean? Pick your poison there. It doesn't really matter. It's all going to equal the same end result. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This is very bright. I'm very happy with it. It's doing exactly what I thought it was going to do, and yeah, I'm in it for. Well, I'll tally everything up at the end here, but I think I'm under $300 for 2 lights, and you couldn't touch one studio light for $300. Not anywhere equivalent to what this thing's doing. So this is this is cool. Very, very happy with this. And to it, it'll double as construction lights if you need. Hey, anywhere you need light, right? That's what it does. But because it has a greater than 80 CRI color rendering index, it's good enough for studio, and that's primarily where I'm going to use it. So let me show you my current system and setup, and then we're going to do A and B side-by-side comparisons. How about that? Real quick, I thought we'll start from the ground up. I have a shop light, a garage light. I bought those in a pack of 5. I like them very much. They're great for fill, and that's what I use them for here. And then throughout the rest of my house, actually, I use them. Well, for example, I've got one up there currently lighting up this room, and then I got another one on the other side of that beam. Also, I use it as room lighting. It's the color temperature that I want and all that. But this room is getting ready for an overhaul. So that's another thing that prompted me to do all of this. It's another story for another time, but that's what's going on here. I need to change this around. This setup here, I don't like it. It's too much. It's too much in my way. I'm gonna give this whole green screen, this whole backdrop, if you will, I'm gonna give it a home. But I thought real quick we'll just go over what I have and what I was doing and how I'm gonna be doing, from this point forward. This is an actual studio light. It's a newer brand name. It's that CB100, 100-watt version, I believe it was. 12,000 lumens, if I remember correctly. That's what this is putting out. And it has it's dimmable, but you can't change the color on it. Just, you change the brightness. No different than the new version of, what I made. This, I think, is, don't quote me on it. I'm just going off, a very rough, crude guesstimate here. I think you can get this for, right around 180, something like that when it's on sale. But normally, I think it's over 200. I love the light. I love the light. Don't get me wrong. I would absolutely recommend this thing, especially if you can get it on sale. But dollars for donuts, you know what I mean? Nah, this is where I'm going to be, and yeah, it's just, oh man, it's wait till you see to the end. I'll do the side by side, the A's and B's. I think the color temperature on this is a little colder, this a little warmer, but it doesn't matter. You can white balance for that. So I'm still going to be using this as kind of like my my key light, I guess. When I'm working here on a table, for example, this will be up, pointing down over my shoulder, and I'll use these guys primarily for fill. That's my game plan anyway. The point was to light up this room, and I mean light it up. I don't want spotlight, I want floodlight. I want this room to shine without the glare. And yeah, that's what these are all about. So yeah, I got an actual studio light. I have these guys now, which as far as I'm concerned, same thing, studio lighting. And I have two of these guys. These are primarily all that I'm going to use for light. That's it. It should be all that I need. I should be able to eliminate each and every shadow now. Now these have bells and whistles. They do different things. They're RGB lights, first of all. So, you know, I can get pretty much any color under the rainbow. Change the light intensity, color, and, you know, if I want to run them on batteries, I got that option too, but I don't have I think they take Sony batteries. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I don't, you know, I run everything hardwired, so not worried there. But these, I think I'll just keep, you know, if I have that bastard shadow that I can't get rid of otherwise, you know, I got two of those, so yeah, I can also use those as fill. And they do the RGB thing, so, you know, if I want to get creative, you know, I got that option there. But yeah, two of these so far. I only have one of those, and I got two of those. So that is my setup. And don't forget that guy down there. I've got 5 of those, but like I said, I only use one primarily when I have my work table here. It casts a shadow, and I just use that one behind it to soften that quite a bit. And it works. It does its job. Not studio lighting. It's not CRI rated as far as I know, but whatever. It's light, and that's what I needed it to be. So that's what it does. Anywho, moving along. Okay. Now, this is the basic premise here, the test setup. I have, I'm going to have my camera where it currently is. I'll have the tripod where it currently is. It will not move. I will just swap lights. Same height, same, it's centered in this room. I show you this vantage point here because that's going to be my studio wall. It's a living room, a studio room, a computer room. It's my everything room, and it's the only room that I have that I can actually do this kind of stuff. So also into these speakers, they're JBL 530s. I have a review coming on those. It's coming, but I want to finish this room off before I get to that, so I can do some proper acoustical measurements and yeah, tell you exactly what I think of them. But I'll tell you right now, if you can get them for $250, grab them. You're gonna love them at $250. Anywho, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna do a natural as the lights are, and then I'm going to do a diffused comparison side by side. So, for example, I will pull the diffuser plate out here. Come on now, and we'll just turn it on. It's pointing straight at the wall, so you know that's 100%. This is one light at 5400 Kelvin. And that's what it does on that setting. I'll put this diffuser back in. I have 2 diffusers for this one, so that's no diffuser. Now I put that plastic diffuser back in, and that's like that. That's what it does. And I got one more diffuser yet. Big box. I'll just set it on here like yay. And yeah, you can still see everything. Turn it on one more time. And like that. With each level of diffusion, you know, the light gets, well, lesser and lesser. And yeah, that's what you would expect. All right, moving on to light number 2. All right, here's my actual studio light, non-diffused. Just out of the box, no cone. There's a funnel thing that goes on the front of this. I don't use it, I use the umbrella. As you can see, it's at 50%. We're going to crank it up. That is 100% non-diffused actual studio lighting. Big difference, huh? Now, I'll stick the umbrella into it. As soon as I can find one. Like that. Let's see if we can see this. Okay, now the umbrella's stuck into it. The same thing. And as expected, the camera's not going to be happy. So I'm going to raise you above because well, you're not going to be able to see anything unless I change something here. All right, that's diffused and non-diffused. You know, that gives you a good idea of the softness, the light cast overall, and you know, the softness of what that umbrella is capable of doing. Let's see if I can turn that back just a touch. How's that? Any better? It's still the same angle. I didn't change anything. I just raised you higher, so you're not getting the reflection from that umbrella. But yeah, that's you know, that is what that looks like at 100% in this room. Raise you back down so you can see that I'm not joking. I'm not lying. This is as fair as an apples to apples test is what I can think to do. I don't have a pole building, so all right, we're gonna put on well, we're gonna put on my new light. Alrighty, here's my new and improved, or just new light. I'll turn it down to 50%, or I don't know. That's as low as it goes. I don't honestly know if it is 50%, but it's certainly not 100 anyway. That's as low as she goes, and yeah, it's you know, the color temperature is a little bit warmer, right? I mean, it's supposed to be a 5,000 Kelvin. So take her to 100. That is 100 non-diffused. Note the difference in flood. All these lights are at the exact same position, same height, and yeah, that's a lot of light. That is a lot of light. All right, dial that down so I can see when I'm putting that umbrella in. I'm going to put the umbrella in to diffuse that, and yeah, then we'll raise you up and do that A and B comparison. All right, let's try this one more time. A freaking umbrella it overextended. I'll show that to you. Anyway, let's see if I can collapse that a little and keep it. Yeah, keep it well diffused. But that is, my God, that is some light, and that's just one. So 100%, and I don't know, is it 50%? Lesser than 50? I don't know. But that's as low as it goes, diffused, and that is as high as it goes, diffused. And yeah, imagine two of those. Alrighty, so in conclusion here, well, what do you guys think? I did my best to do side-by-side comparisons in this room. Of course, it's not quite ideal for a light like this. I don't have a pole building. I don't have a giant shop that I can light up. It was the best side-by-side apples to apples thing that I could dream up and test. And for my use case, this is what I'm doing with it, or what I'm going to be doing with it. So, it's in the room that it's going to live in. Let's put it that way. So hopefully, that came out well. I don't know. I won't know until I see this in post. But that's what it is, and that's what it does. And I am freaking happy with it. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I am 100% about this. If I had it to do over again, what would I do different? As I mentioned earlier, I would, I think rather than welding this rebar here, that little intermediate section, I would just get a longer 3/8 bolt and weld that bolt to, weld two bolts together. In other words, the head of this bolt to the shank of that bolt. Shoulder, it would be called. And do that. And it's one weld less to make. So, does it matter? No, it don't. But, I would do that. Longer bolt there. And you saw what these things are doing, right? Hopefully it came out on camera. Hopefully you saw what I was actually seeing with my eyeballs. This is a 200-watt light bulb. They make one brighter than this. I think I'd go for it. I really would. I would get the 250-watt version because, now it's just like $40 some odd more. But, I would just spend it because, you can always dim it down. But once you're at 100%, you can't go past it. So I would get the brightest thing that they got. This is certainly bright enough. And it's certainly a little crazy bright. But, more for a couple bucks. Well, you get more for a couple bucks more is what I'm trying to say. And I would just do it. I would just spend the money and I would just get it. Get the brightest thing they got if you're trying to do what I'm trying to do. Now, in a shop or a pole building, oh man, I don't know what to tell you guys, because the further away from a surface that you can get with these, the wider it will cast a light. And man, it's got some balls. It's got some big freaking balls. But that's the point. That's what I wanted. I wanted overkill. I wanted a flood light. And I'd say I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. It's doing everything that I wanted. Very happy with this mount. That's perfect. It does everything that I want it to do, and it was like 16 bucks. The dimmer here, I think they were 10 bucks a piece. I got two of them for, whatever, ended for 20 bucks. Links to everything will be in the description. I'll put prices to everything along the way here in post, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But, I would absolutely buy all this again. The only thing I would change is, like I said, that I think I'd just get a longer bolt, and I would get the higher output version of this light. But everything else here, hell yeah, I'm all about that all day long. And this jam nut here, I'm liking that. I'm glad I thought of doing that, because just in case, I don't want to lock myself into a system or a setup that I can't change later down the road if I need to. And if I use that. Set screw there, hopefully you can see that. Can you see it? Yeah, if I use that set screw there, well, I'm going to booger the threads on the thing, and I don't want to do that. So that was a good idea. That was worth, the couple 50 cents, whatever the nut and washer cost. I highly recommend you do that, or whatever you guys are doing. And I'd really like to know. Tell me what you guys think of this. Tell me what you guys would do different. And if you buy this, if you go down the same path that I went, hey, send me some pictures. Do your own video. Show and tell, what your setup. I'd really like to see it. Throw some ideas at me, and I'll throw some at you, and together maybe we come up with a better system. But I spent a little time thinking on this, and this is what I come up with, and I'm thrilled. Hopefully you guys like it too. The cord. I don't know. At first I was really happy because it came pre-terminated. It is a decent length cord for its intended purpose, but I'm not using it quite for its intended use case in its intended environment. The cord's too damn short. So I need to run an extension cord to these things pretty much no matter where I put them in this room. The cord's not long enough. So every time I end up doing that, I'm going to keep thinking to myself, yeah, I'm probably going to end up hacking the end off here and extending it, you know, putting another 12 feet on here or something like that. You know, I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there, if I get there. Maybe I'll just keep plugging it in with extension cord. But that's something to keep in mind, you know. The cord is not long enough to use it like I'm trying to use it. But otherwise, everything else is freaking awesome. I am so happy with this. Highly recommend it. And yeah, I would do it like this all day long. Just like I said, I would get the higher power version of this, you know, a couple bucks more, but yeah, you can always turn it down, right? You can't turn it past 100, so that's why I would do that. And yeah, I would just get a longer bolt and put that A and B together. But everything else, yes, 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 all about that all day long. So really, I'd like to know what you guys think. What would you do different? How are you going to do, if you're going to do this at all? And pictures and video. I'd love for you to send me a link in the comment section down there. But everything here will be in the description. So yeah, I'm loving it. I like it like that. So let me know what you guys think, the thumbs and the subscribes and all those bells and whistles and all that jazz. That's going to wrap this one up, guys. And thanks for hanging out. I hope you found this a little helpful, hopefully a little educational, or perhaps maybe just a little entertaining. I don't know. But hey, all right, that's going to wrap this one up. Thanks again, guys. And hey, cheers.